Remember, we broke this story that Prince made an emergency landing in Molina, Illinois 6 days before he died because he OD'd on Percocet on a plane. He almost died. They had to give him a shot on the tarmac to save his life. We now have surveillance video from the airport as the plane, and that's the plane right there. You see it taxiing in.
Is approaching, and remember, this is just after 1 a.m. At this airport. I'm sure there are almost nobody there.
Plane was on the way to Minnesota from Atlanta, where he had just finished a concert, and he was 48 minutes away, but it had to land because he was about to die. So you see the emergency trucks right there. There were at least, what, 3?
The scene, yep. Waiting for the plane to pull up closer. And then once it does, you can, now, because this is surveillance video, it's a little bit hard to see, but you can see in the flashing strobe lights, people walking toward the plane, walking around the plane.
Yeah, there's the plane right now.
Tail,
it's pretty clear to
emergency
see.
Vehicles near the nose. And then there are people who are, we don't know for sure, but I'm guessing that we know that they gave him the save shot right there at the airport.
And and now we know, it appears that they gave it to him right there on the tarmac. Yeah. Again, he had OD'd on Percocet, and I think it just shows the severity of this whole thing, that it is increasingly looking like Percocet either contributed to his death or caused his death.
And Harvey, you remember too, when we got the radio signals, they said, okay, the units are ready. I mean, they knew that this was a big deal, and you can see they brought out a lot of trucks there, and they had the one there initially, but then you see the ambulance, the fire truck, so it was really serious.
Right. Now, 6 days later, we'll fast forward, you know the story that a doctor was called by one of Prince's people saying Prince is about to die. The OD, the drug addiction is so bad. And the doctor, his name is Kornfeld.
Howard Kornfeld.
He could not make it. He lives in Marin County, California. He couldn't make it the next day, but he sent his son, and his son ended up being the guy who called 911, and he had a bunch of synthetic opiate pills in his backpack, and he's now part of the investigation for possibly engaging in the unauthorized practice of medicine, although his lawyer says he never gave him any of the pills. The issue is, should he have even had any pills since he's not a doctor?
Right, not a doctor, traveling across state lines.
So we got the father and the son yesterday. They're both in Marin County. Let's start with the son, because this is kind of interesting. We got the son out, and the photographer just asked him some of the...
Remember, this is the man who was there, and actually, when they found Prince and made the call to 911.
This is Andrew.
Andrew, are you cooperating with local authorities? Why were you carrying drugs across state line? Andrew, are you cooperating with local authorities?
No comment.
Why were you carrying prescription drugs across state line, though?
That is the question that we know authorities want to know.
I'm sorry, I was going to say that's Andrew leaving the recovery center.
Right. Yeah, and guys, we researched it. Andrew works for his father. His father's a doctor, runs the facility. Andrew, at least according to their website and their company, is a patient coordinator, somebody who takes people in, works with them, gets them accustomed to whatever treatment they're going to get. But he's not a doctor, right? I think he has a BA in psychology, which I think probably gives him some insight into what's going on with the patients,
but no right to prescribe or administer pills.
Exactly, Harvey. And so I think what we're told actually is that they are looking into that. That's heavily what they want to talk to him about in this investigation.
Mike, we should explain that the synthetic opiates in his backpack are used to treat opiate addictions like Percocet,
and the way,
like methadone with heroin.
And the reason it works and why people try to use this is that it does the same thing to your body. So people who are on opiates like heroin or Percocet get the same feeling, but it's synthetic, and it's supposed to be easier to get them off of. So when you transition from opiates to Suboxone or this drug, and you're on it, and then you try to pull them off of that slowly. And it works for some people, but I will tell you again, like you said, Harvey, the kid who's not a doctor having it and taking it from Marin County, California to Minnesota to possibly treat Prince, or at least to give it to somebody to give to Prince, I think they have a problem with, and I think authorities want to figure out exactly what this camera guy was asking. Why would you do that? Because we know his father was going to go there.
That's the question, right? And by the way, we got his father yesterday at his recovery center in Marin County. I think what's interesting about this, Charles, is the bicycle.
Yes, that he apparently goes out for bike rides or something, because he takes the bike off and then he chained it to the fence there, but he also was not speaking. He got a lot of the same questions his son did, but said no comment.
See, the reason I think the bike is interesting is, remember, Prince just loved biking around the area where he lived.
Well, Marin County.
Well, no,
People bike
I know, but I mean, I don't know why that just struck me, but remember, we got that picture.
That they had
of
that
Prince.
in common?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
I wanted to tell you guys one more thing about father and son here. Their lawyer did a press conference and talked about what had happened and why the doctor wasn't there and the son was. The answer from their attorney was that the son was going in advance of his father because his father had something to do until the Friday, the day after Prince died, and that the son was just going to do exactly what he's supposed to do at the facility, meet Prince and prepare him for what's about to happen to him. I think, again, to say it one more time, the problem is why have the drugs?
Why did he bring the drugs?
Exactly, why
Right.
have those pills?
Hi, Harvey. Hi, Charlie. Yeah, you know, I have the same question. You know, they're being very secretive about this, and if they're going to use a synthetic drug to get him off of Percocet, I used to be a pharmacy technician, and those synthetic drugs are actually worse than the real thing for most people.
Yeah, I mean, it can be abused, for sure.
Yeah,
what do you say we move on, Charlie?
Hey, only Judy can call me Charlie, not you.